Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Sapphire. I'm going straight into the gym at Rustboro City. No extra training needed. We're going to go against 2 trainers and then the gym leader. I usually will go against all the trainers if I can. I believe this guy's name is Josh, right? Youngster Josh. One of the 4 trainers I know the name of. But yeah, we got a Geodude we're fighting against. This one's green. I mean, I guess that's just the color of the sprite, but in the newer games, Geodude is just like a dark... I mean, not like a dark brown, but like a... It's a brown color. I always name it Poop. I mean, this is still a poop green color. But it's an unhealthy green, you know. But yeah, Geodudes are a rock ground type, so they are 4 times weak to grass type attacks. And what do you know, Luingus is a grass type Pokemon with grass type attacks. We're going to be learning Leech Seed, which will be very useful against the gym leaders at least. But other than that, Leech Seed isn't useful for me in-game, at least. I mean, like I said, it is useful for, like, larger trainers. But in competitive, it is a very good attack, but... yeah, that's all I can say about that. Now we're going to take down this Geodude with 2 Bullet Seeds. I wasn't paying attention to the levels of the Pokemon, but I think the levels of these Geodudes just gradually get lower and lower. But we're already at level 11. That didn't take too long. But, and let's see, yeah, this one is level 6, so yeah, the levels do gradually just shrink. And this one I'm just going to go for Absorb because it should be a single hit kill and get me back to full health. I think the way Absorb works, I could be a bit wrong here, but so if I do 20 damage to the opponent, I will receive about 10 HP back to my health. It could be a bit lower than that, I don't know. I don't remember. And then here we have youngster Tommy Pickles. He's got a Geodude too. There's not a lot of rock Pokemon in this game, I don't think. And there's Geodude, and then the gym leader's exclusive Pokemon, and then Aeron, who we'll see. I don't think we'll see one in the next episode because I edited out the battles, or the wild Pokemon encounters that I don't fight. But yeah, not a lot of rock types, even from like the older games. But here is Roxanne, and we're gonna show her a thing or two about rocks. Yeah. Her design's kind of boring. I don't know. It's just, like, I think she's supposed to be like a school teacher kind of person, but there's a school in this town that I don't really care about, even though there is an item I think I can get. I don't remember what item it is, but I don't know where any of the items are in this game. Like, I only know the items I care about, and other than that, it's just like whatever. Even though I've played this, I don't think I've beaten this game 20 times, but I have played through most of the game about 20 times. I think I've only beat the Elite Four like 5 or 6 times, including this current Let's Play here. But yeah, the first Geodude she had, or the first Pokemon she has, is a Geodude, and it goes down easily to Bullet Seeds. And we are just leveling up like a monster here. And then she has Nose Pass, which is a Pokemon available in like the deepest parts of a cave we'll be going in later this episode, but I have never seen a Nose Pass in this game. I think it's like a 1% chance of showing up. I don't remember how you find it, but I thought it would just showed up naturally, or if you had used Rock Smash on certain rocks, but there's a lot of Pokemon in this game that have like a 1% chance of showing up, and I just haven't found them. There's one Pokemon in like the very last dungeon of the game, and apparently it has a 25% chance of showing up, and I've never seen one before, and I've looked like extensively to find one. 25% chance, can't find it. But yeah, I Leech Seed the Nose Pass so I can get free damage every turn. And I get health back at the same time. I'm going for Bullet Seed because if I get, like I said, if I get like 3 hits, then it will be better than using Absorb, I think. Even though Absorb's probably the better option because then I stay alive longer. But 3 Bullet Seeds and a Leech Seed are not going to be enough to take out the Nose Pass. But I go for Bullet Seed again as she uses a potion. Potions will recover about 20 HP. So based on that information, we know that the Nose Pass has about 35 HP overall, maybe a bit lower. But I am getting 4 hits on this Bullet Seed, maybe 5. Oh, I get all 5 hits. That is fantastic. I only needed 4 because of the Leech Seed damage, but that will be it for Roxanne. Nose Pass is taken down. Did she even use Rock Tomb? That's her signature move and the TM that we will be getting as a prize. I mean, yeah, the badge is a nice prize, but we also get a TM. And some money. We got enough money to buy 1 revive. Not that we can buy them yet. But yeah, the Stone Badge. What a lame name. I mean, like, it's hard to come up with, like, a pun on, like, the same, like, type. So it's, like, Stone, Rock, like, fucking the Geode Badge. I don't know. What would you name them? And then you have, like, to compete with Ground type, which, like, the Soil Badge. Oh. But yeah, there's another Team Aqua Grunt up to no good, taking someone's goods. I wish I knew what the goods were. I mean, I could probably read the description, but also something new here that I want to talk about is that Bandit the Zigzagoon. So one of his abilities, each Pokemon has 1 or 2 abilities that they can get. One of Zigzagoon's abilities, or Zigzagoon's only ability, perhaps, is Pickup, which allows Zigzagoon to randomly just find items, and they will be in its inventory, and then you can take that item if it's available. And so throughout the entire game, if you have a Zigzagoon in your inventory, you can just get free items, and a lot of these items are usually not available until like much later in the game. Like rare candies, for instance. Like, technically speaking, you can get unlimited rare candies with the Zigzagoons, but so if I wanted to, I could just have like my Torchic and then 5 Zigzagoons and then call it a day. Just play the game like that, and I'll just like gradually be picking up rare candies here and there, and then, oh look, now I got like a buffed up Torchic, even though, you know, I'm going to evolve it, but we're not going to spoil the names of the Pokemon just yet. The evolved forms, but Chanticleer is at level 14 now. It evolves at level 16, so we should be able to reach that monumental level this episode. But yeah, we got another route with a couple trainers. I think there's only 4 trainers in this route that I'll be fighting. And then if you have the H-Jump for Cut, there's a few more, but I don't bother going against them just because I don't care. At least there's some berries that I just won't be using at all. Unless I don't know what the berries do, so I can't say for sure, for certain. Here's a Wurmple, a Silcoon, and some other Pokemon. Silcoon and Cascoon are just about the same Pokemon. They're like the Metapods and the Kakunas of the first Pokemon games, where they just spam Harden, but they do give quite a bit of experience compared to the other Pokemon that you can find early in the game. And then last is an Nincada, or okay, it is an Nincada, but I mean like Ninja and Cicada. Because I know it's Ninja because it's evolved form, and a lot of the trainers that use them are in the Ninja class type, so that's how I know. But I don't know, Nincada like has its evolved forms are both useful, but like at the same time they're both like really shitty. But onto a new conversation, we got Meryl here, which is a water type Pokemon. It becomes a fairy type in the newer games, but that doesn't matter for this game. And it doesn't have a single water type move to threaten me with, so that is pretty nice. But yeah, it just keeps going for Defense Curls, which is useless because Scratch is a special offensive move. I go for Focus Energy because okay, so I really don't know why, but I thought that using Focus Energy just guarantees your next attack as a critical hit, which is really dumb by me because I know for a fact it doesn't. It just, I mean, that one's a crit. It just increases your odds of getting a critical hit until the battle ends or until you swap out. And I was like 80% sure that Scratch would be a 2-hit kill, so I'm like, okay, I'll just use Focus Energy. And then it still would take 2 turns, so I don't know what I'm thinking. And our last trainer here is Hiker Clark. That's a name you don't hear a lot. But he's got Geodudes for days. In the older playthroughs I would do of this game, I would actually go through this route and battle all these trainers first before I take on the gym leader. Just because I'm usually able to evolve my Torchic before that gym battle, and Torchic's evolution it gains a move that is good against the gym leader. But, you know, we'll get into that when that happens in like 5-10 minutes. But we just got more Geodudes. I don't know, I don't like Geodude a whole lot. Even though I think my sister, she likes to use Geodude in game. But I don't know, that's her. But like when we were playing, like, so I have 2 copies of like, I mean, I have Pokemon Silver and Pokemon Gold because, first of all, like, I bought Gold because I didn't know how to replace the battery on Silver, but I mean, now I do know. But also the games were like very cheap, like back in 10 years ago. I mean, they're still about the same price, but it's less likely to get a fake game. I don't really care about getting fake Pokemon games because I don't really trade or transfer Pokemon over. I mean, in Sapphire, I'd like to get my battery fixed so I could start like transferring Pokemon over to the newer games, but oh well. And then if you have like the ROM cartridges or whatever, I don't think you can trade. Like, I don't think you can connect with any other games at all, just because it's like it's not a real game. Like, I guess, I don't know what goes into it, but you just can't do stuff. So, like, I can never get a Golem in a fake Pokemon game because that requires trading the Pokemon, and the game will not connect with any other copies of Pokemon games, like real or fake. So, a little side quest here. So, we are getting the Devon goods from this Team Aqua Grunt, and he also stole a Wingull from a Crusty Sailor who will be useful a little bit. I think like the main reason why he stole the Wingull was just to block the path behind him. Even though, I don't know, because if we keep going right, there's just like a barrier in our way that we can't break until the 3rd gym battle. So, I don't know. But we are going to be going through these routes to evolve our Torchic. So, get some nice juicy experience because we are at level 15. And we'll learn like 2 new moves right about now that will be useful not only for the next location we're going to, but also for the next gym battle, even though I don't really think I use them at all during the next gym battle. But yeah, I mean, we get to see some of the Pokemon available. I mean, like, one complaint about me editing out wild Pokemon encounters is that, like, how am I supposed to know what Pokemon are available in this route? Well, like, calm down, because do what I do and just use, like, Bulbapedia or Cerebi.net or the Poke Earth feature on Cerebi. It tells you, like, pretty much everything that's available in each location and route. It doesn't tell you where, but it gives you just enough information to, like, be useful. And let's see, one more battle. We got another Nincada. I don't know, like, a lot of the Pokemon in the early game I have tried to use, like Nincada I tried using. It evolves at level 20, and its evolved form is okay. It's very weak. I mean, it's kind of strong, but its main stat is its speed stat, which, if everything else about the Pokemon sucks, like, why the speed stat? But I don't remember. I don't use Ninjask. Is that what it's called? Ninjask. And then its other evolved form I'll get to in a little bit. But we are finally evolving Chanticleer into a Combuskin. Just gotta wait for this animation. Like, you see, like, the body shape of Combuskin, and you're like, okay, like, that's gotta be a tall Pokemon. But apparently it's still, like, short. It's hard to tell for me, just because, like, in the Pokemon games, they'll compare the Pokemon's height to your height, but it's kind of hard with a single sprite that they use, because, like, you can be, like, super small and still be, like, 7 feet tall, but, like, they would still make the Pokemon sprite taller than your trainer sprite, even though the Pokemon is only, like, at the height of, like, your ankle or whatever. It just happens to be 7 feet long. Like, I don't know, that's just the difference, like, length versus height, or something. But yep, this guy, he is introducing us to his president for bringing the Devon goods back. I don't really remember what goes on in this conversation. I just read corporation. But we get to deliver a letter to Stephen Stone. I already knew this because, like, I think they reveal it in Alpha Ruby and Omega Sapphire. Well, okay, that's not right. But I think the guy that we're giving that letter to is the child of the president of this fine establishment. So yeah, we get to go to Dewford Town, and the guy whose wing will be saved, he has a boat by coincidence. So he's going to be able to help us go to our next destination. But before we do that, I'm going to go into this building to the left of the Pokemon Center. And this guy will give us the HM for the attack cut, which is totally optional if I'm remembering correctly. I don't think there's any like required roadblocks that need cut to remove them or something like that. But it's just nice to have cut overall, just in case. I mean, to get like a lot of items, you need cut to access those areas. So I'm going to give them to Bandit. And Bandit also has an item for me to grab from it. So let's go and find out what that is. It is a super potion. That'll be useful. Let's go right on down to the forest. There's May hanging out. I'm not talking to her. She doesn't have anything useful to say, or she doesn't want to battle me either, so it's just useless. Like, hey girl, calm down. We're right back into Petalburg Woods. Just going southbound. I really like that they have this path here where you can just skip every wild Pokemon. It's very kind of the developers. But here is the Shit Shack. We're going to talk to Mr. Briny. The Briny Blue. Like, your name has to be a pun. Like, that's just the way life is. Okay, oh, he's a sailor. Briny Blue. So we got this kick-ass music for the boat ride. Boom, boom, na 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 na. Yep, that's the music. But we almost hit that rock. Thank God we didn't. And we are in Dewford Town, which, to my dismay, as we will find out later this episode, there is no Pokemart here. I go inside this building a couple times, in this part and the next part, because there is a guy that gives a TM for a move I really want. But what the game doesn't tell you is that you can't get that TM until you beat the 5th gym leader. Which, how is anyone supposed to figure that out? Like, oh, this guy will give you a TM. He doesn't, okay, he's just gone from the game until you beat the 5th gym leader. Like, that is, like, that's dumb. I'm sorry, but it's dumb. But we're going against a fisherman with a Tentacool. Even though grass is against water, Tentacool is also a poison type, which resists grass type moves, so grass type moves will just do normal damage. Although I do have the stab boost. I have not talked about the stab boost yet, but stab stands for same type attack boost or bonus or whatever. So basically what that means is that if let's say a Shroomish is attacking a Zigzagoon, and it has Absorb and Tackle, which use the same special attack stat, and let's just say that they do the same damage output. Let's say they're both base 30, which they very well could be. So if I use Tackle, let's say it does 10 HP, but on if I use Absorb, it would be about 15, I think. Just because the same type, or maybe I'll do 20, I don't remember exactly how it goes, but yeah, I think it is double, or, well, in the older games I think it was 1.5, so I don't remember for sure, but all in all, it's just better to use if an attack does neutral damage to a Pokemon like all of your attacks do, go for the one that is the same type as your Pokemon, just because you get a little boost there. But if the opponent resists that type, then don't go for it. But if it does neutral or super effective, like, definitely go for that. Especially if it's super effective. Like, if Shroomish had a grass type move and an electric type move, go for the grass type one for that stab boost, unless it's just a significantly weaker attack than the electric type move. But I mean, I'm just saying that you kind of like learn from experience. Like, oh, okay, like Thunderbolt is much stronger than Absorb, which it definitely is. So, in no case should you be using Absorb over Thunderbolt. But yeah, is this the second Fisherman already? I have lost track of that. But he's got a Magikarp. Magikarps only have Splash, even though I'm pretty sure at level either 10 or 15 they learn Tackle. Still useless, so you have to do that dumb strategy where you put the Magikarp up in the lead and then you swap it out immediately. And yeah, that was the second trainer, so we're going right into the Granite Cave. If we talk to this guy here, he will give us the HM for Flash, which will be useful later on. I will be catching a Pokemon that can learn Flash just for the Let's Play purposes, but in most circumstances, I won't use a Pokemon that can learn Flash, or I won't give them Flash in the first place. But, I just, for the viewers, man, for the viewers. I think I'm able to beat the first gym before I go in this cave, but you can get some nice experience going through here. Why is the sound on the video not on? I hope that's just, I'm using the YouTube app on the Wii U. I normally just, go on the internet browser, but yeah, there's just no more sound for me, so that sucks. But I did grab a Pokeball, I think, and then just keep following the path. The good thing about this cave is that it's very linear, so you'll kind of know if you're backtracking. And if you, kind of hug the walls, then you can find what you're looking for. But yeah, the Pokemon we were looking for here is a Sableye, which is also an exclusive to Pokemon Sapphire. So instead of trying to weaken the Sableye, I just go straight for the Great Ball. Oh, you know what? My sound was going down because these headphones suck. These headphones are a couple years old, and the left ear does not work at all. But yeah, I got sound now. I want to be quiet for a little bit because I gotta blow my nose, so I'm editing that out. Okay, so where am I? I am fast forwarding this video because I use up all of my Pokeballs and I am not able to catch the Sableye. And isn't that just a blast? My sister and I actually came up with a theory that if Sableye uses the move Foresight, that it prevents us from being able to catch it, which is totally logical still because I'm pretty sure this Sableye used Foresight. And ever since then, we couldn't catch it. But yeah, I'm just gonna run away from this battle. I ran out of all Pokeballs. I don't remember how many I had. It must have been 11. But good thing I got that Super Potion from the Bandit, because I'm back at full health, just in case I need it. And I don't want to listen to the buzzing noise. Yeah, but yeah, I'm just running away from all these wild encounters. And we are just about to get out of the cave. But the reason why we went into this cave in the first place is because Steven Stone is just hanging out in here. Steven will be a reoccurring character. I think he pops up about the same number of times that our rival May will. So not a lot of times. He kind of just disappears until after the 5th gym battle. So yeah, see you later with him. See you in a couple hours, Steven. Steven with a PH. It's actually Steven with a V, though, so there goes that joke. Yeah, I had to blow my nose earlier because I don't know, when I record in my room, it gets kind of warm. I can't have my window open or my door open just because I want the sound to be trapped into the room. And I don't want, the sound of wind and cars and whatever also interfering. And so, as a result, I think my room becomes a sick dome or something. But what am I up to? Oh yeah, I get to check this building. I think I checked this building like 4 or 5 times before I just Google how to get that stupid TM. And what am I doing? I'm just wandering around aimlessly. Yeah, that's right. Talk to Mr. Briny. After we delivered the letter, we can go straight to Slateport because then we had to give... I don't remember exactly, I think. Something that the president or that Stephen gave us, we can give to someone at Slateport. But that won't be useful until next episode. But right now, I'm just trying to get some stupid Pokeballs to catch the Sableye all over again. Because there's no Pokemart in Dewford. Maybe that's why I was wandering around. I was looking for the Pokemart, which does not exist, so stupid game design. I totally understand it, though, because it's a small island. Like, okay, well, they don't need a store. Even though there's a cave, like, with wild Pokemon that could attack everyone. No, we don't need potions. How many am I buying? 14, 15, 13. Lucky 13, and then I get a Premier Ball, because if you buy 10 Pokeballs, you get a Premier Ball, which is the exact same as a Pokeball. But if you buy 20, you still only get 1. So, yeah, I just go straight to the next Sableye I find. I'm not doing, like, the 4 minutes in between finding another Sableye and also traveling to the cave. So this time I'm going to weaken it before I even try throwing the Pokeballs. That would be a better strategy, but I do end up killing the Sableye, so that sucks dick for me. Because I got that critical hit. Lucky for me, though, the next Pokemon I encounter is a Sableye. So that's pretty neat. This one is level 10. I think they were all level 10. I don't remember. But yeah, female. So we gotta weaken it again. And this time we do not crit it, so now I'm going to start throwing the Pokeballs. It has not... Wait, did it go for Foresight? No, it went for Leer. So we're going to keep throwing Pokeballs at it till we catch it. And that one it broke free right away. And it goes for Scratch. Luckily it doesn't go for Nightshade, which is a very strong move. It does the damage of whatever level you are. So if Sableye used Nightshade, it would do 10 damage. If I used it, it would do 16 damage. But we are fast forwarding again because this pesky Sableye will not get in the Pokeball. It did use Foresight as the fast forwarding began, so that sucks for me. I also used it on my Shroomish just in case, just for the double measure. But yeah, it looks like I'm not gonna catch this. I'm slowly running out of Pokeballs. Oh boy. Come on now. Get in the ball. I got 1 Pokeball left, the Premier Ball. Don't let me down. Heart. Nothing. Fuck you. Leer. Yeah. Alright. And right back into the Pokemart. So how many am I buying this time? I think I buy 15 this time, and I get the Premier Ball. So I have already wasted like 25 Pokeballs on this godforsaken Sableye. I also grab an escape rope just so I can get out of the cave after catching it. So right into another battle, I believe. Yep. Sableye, it's a level 10 female again. Peck. Go for the peck. And I'm going to go for a second peck. Oh, it used Foresight. That's not good. That's not good at all. Go for another peck. Get it to about 40% of its health. And it used Foresight again. That's how you know. I shift out Shroomish. I think the reason behind that is because I was hoping it would use Scratch, and then Shroomish's ability is Effect Spore, so sometimes if a Pokemon makes contact with it, then it has a like 10% chance of affecting sleep, paralysis, or poison on it. But none of that matters because I finally get the Sableye on the first throw, even though it used Foresight twice. But yep, it's a Darkness Pokemon, so we're gonna nickname it Darkness. No, we're not. I'm actually gonna name it Criminal because it is a second in line to Bandit, and also it's female, just like Sarah Lucina from this current season of Survivor, who's playing the cop and the criminal. Ooh. and it's becoming a meme on the Survivor subreddit, so we're just going to be using that escape rope, and I think that's going to be it for this episode of Let's Play Pokemon Sapphire. I hope you enjoy it. Feel free to leave a like so we'll help the channel grow, and subscribe to get updates on my uploads as soon as they happen. But until then, see you next time, and next episode we're going against the gym leader again.